Hello and welcome to another episode of Katy TV for Fearless Women. Today, a topic that might sound like a mumbo jumbo BS for some of you, and for others, it will be something that sounds like 1000% real. Everything is energy. Those were the first words that Aniko said in her presentation when I first saw her speak. Later on, we started talking about how to build positive thinking and attract great things in our lives with the energy around us. Here we are. My guest today is Aniko Hevizi from Live Your Life Hypnotherapy. She is an excellent hypnotherapist. I know it for a fact. She's also the reason why I decided to become a hypnotherapist. Hello, Aniko. How are you doing today?
Hi, Katy. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I'm very happy to have you here, and welcome to the Stand Up and Stand Out podcast and to the YouTube channel. I would like you to elaborate a bit more for the audience. What is that energy? Why everything is energy?
Well, why everything is energy, I cannot answer that because I'm not a physicist. However, I've got lots and lots of experience and research and study on this subject. And yes, everything is energy. And so is our thought and all our emotions. And all I can say is to give you a few examples which will prove it. I mean, it did prove it to me. But if you meet someone that is really, really happy and positive, they're going to pull you up. You're going to feel that energy and you're going to feel their vibration. So what is if it's not energy? And the same goes for the opposite. If somebody is really, really negative and they're really, really down, they start talking to you and they start complaining and saying all those negative things, you're going to start feeling that you're going down with them. And it's all because we're picking up on their energy. And this just proved to me that actually feelings are energy. That's really true.
So it's not only the things that are happening in between people in the physical way, I would say, but it's more also the emotions that we feel are changing the energy in the room. There is indeed something like, when the person who's smiling enters the room, the whole room notices it and they smile together. Just coming to that energy and the positivity of that, how we can actually use this everything energy, all the energy that is around us, to actually build more on the positive thoughts and to become this more positive person in the end.
Well, firstly, we need to know that we all have exactly the same amount of positive energy. We don't lack energy. What we are is holding on to negativity, holding on to those negative thoughts, negative emotions. And once you start releasing those, then you can allow the positive energy to override this, to be more, really. But it's not about lacking energy. It's about holding on to the negative energy. But we still have the same amount of positive energy like anybody else. So it's not about lacking.
It's also, isn't it also connected with our thoughts, that we have really like thousands of thoughts during the day?
Oh, loads. Yeah, they are always in a flow, so they come and go. And it's about focus. So what do we focus on? Everything starts with a thought, and then that will trigger an emotion. So it's about focusing on the good rather than the bad. And there's also a universal law of opposite. So even though it feels at the moment that the negativity or the bad is really, really overwhelming and it's a lot and it's more than the positive, actually, the universal law says we have exactly the same amount of good in that situation. But it's about what you focus on. So what do you give energy to? What do you give attention to? So that's about it. Do you focus on the bad or do you focus on the good more? And of course, in a bad situation, why we feel it so bad, that it is so bad, because we focus on it. That's all we see. But the second we start to unpick it and find some good in it, our focus will shift. And with that, our energy will shift as well. Because you can't destroy energy. You can shift it. You can change it, but you cannot destroy it.
So we can play, I would say, play a bit with our own emotions, right? It is then our choice.
Yes,
whether we want to really feel negative and pull ourselves down. And what I feel from what you're saying, it's also like if we meet another person who's negative, it is again our choice to either feel, absorb that energy, or actually use our positivity and positive thoughts, positive energy,
Mhm.
to actually help them get out from this negative circle, I would say.
Yes, but you can only have them if they want to. Without their awareness, if you keep your positivity, they will release the negativity around you. And you
Okay.
don't necessarily pick it up. It's a choice again. But if you think about, I'm sure everyone knows at least one really, really positive person in their life. And if you would interview those people, they don't think negative thoughts. They always think looking for the good in every situation, hence why they feel always um, really positive and good, and their vibration is really, really strong positively, because they are focusing, they're choosing to focus on the good rather than the bad. And that's why they can, with them, the same happens, like with you and with me, life happens. But because they are full of positive thoughts and therefore positive emotions, they can face those situations better, and they can come out of it much quicker. So it still hits them as well. It's totally normal, but what do they focus on? They train their mind themselves to focus on the good. So straight away they find a solution in every situation.
Just looking at like the average person, right? We have all
Yeah.
those thoughts in our head, and most of the time we actually focus on those negative thoughts, and we pull ourselves down with it. Do you know can you share, because I know it's more like maybe you could share some ideas, some um, maybe exercises that we can use to avoid focusing on that negative thoughts that we have during the day. Because I know, I've been there, done that, right? I had those feelings. I was really close to burnout a couple of years ago, and I know how that negativity and focusing on the negative thoughts can pull you down. And the only thing is literally to choose the positive thinking. But I know also that if you will come to a person who's sad, close to depression, and only thinks have only those negative energies in themselves, and negative thoughts. If I come to that person and I will say, "Hey, you should smile, you should be positive," I don't think that will work.
No,
Then
no.
what can we do, or what we can maybe advise those kind of people, how they could shift their life for the positivity, for the positive side?
Well, firstly, nobody likes to be changed. It has to come from them. So everyone has to be in control or feel in control that, you know what, I want to change. If anybody wants to change them, like the child, they will rebel and they don't want to do that. But for those who are more likely to focus on the negativity, remember it's only what you're focusing. What you focus on, you will get. And my advice would be is to start focusing on the good, which is the gratitude exercise. And this is the only thing that without a fear helps me, and it's long term now. I'm doing this for almost a year now, and now I am at the point where it's non-negotiable for me every single morning. Even if it's weekend, it doesn't matter. I just go away. I just need that 15 minutes where I sit down and I'm going to start being grateful for what I have. And that puts me into that vibration. And it does, because when you're grateful, it's impossible to feel negative. When you really look inside and just find those things that you have, that you already have, and it's not necessarily the objects, but it's like you're alive, you're breathing, all these things, the organs, and the second you start doing it, it will pour in into your mind more and more, that you can be grateful. So that would be my advice. I've learned that from Bob Proctor, so it's not my creation, but he's absolutely right. As long as you're grateful for what you have, and if you're really, really finding yourself that throughout the day you're just, it's really difficult to shift, do it more often and just keep doing it. Practice, 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 and you will reach a point where it will be natural to think positive and see, focus on the good.
And this gratitude, is it the kind of a form of meditation for you, or is it just writing down the journaling or type of a thing?
I do write it down because writing has its power. It's much more powerful than just to think or just to say it out loud. So I write it down every day, and then I just write at least 10 things that I'm grateful for. It could be something that happened, or it could be something that I want to happen.
Okay.
Because for the for your subconscious mind and for the universe, time and space doesn't exist. So it's just is. It's just the now. So if you really want something to happen, keep being grateful, like you already have it.
Being grateful also for the things that we wish for in the end. And
yes, but it's
I
not
think,
wishing.
yeah, it's more just being really grateful, and definitely putting this, not that I'm grateful for that I will become a president of a company, but it's more that I am grateful for that I am a president.
Exactly.
We use this present tense.
Yes, it's what helped me with this is, how would I say, if I was to have it already, how would I tell that to my friend?
Okay.
I wouldn't say that I'm so grateful because I am going to be this person or I'm going to have that. No, I'm saying, oh, I'm so grateful because I have it. I am this person, right? So that was really helpful for me to understand how to bring the future closer to me.
Sharing those wins with your friend,
yeah.
The same way you can write this gratitude sentence down, that you're grateful. Is there any formula for starting the sentence, or you just do like, hey, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that?
I'm following Bob Proctor's, which is, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and then I continue with whatever I want to add, and it works for me. It works for me. He's big in the field, and he's got 60 years of experience behind him. So.
His teachings are really awesome, and I have to admit that he was one of those people that helped me back in time to shift my way of thinking. I do admit that I'm also listing my gratitudes. I actually right now do it in the evening, because in the morning I set my goals, and then in the evening I do my gratitude list. But I think both of those exercises helped me a lot to shift my focus.
Yes.
And this is exactly what you said at the beginning, that we need to help our mind to focus on those positive parts. Let's talk a bit about also what you do professionally, because you literally help people think positive and come back to their center, to the ideas of what they want to achieve in their lives, and help them simply let go of the negativity and find their dream life, create their dream life. It's live your life hypnotherapy. So literally you help people live their life, and you help through hypnotherapy. Can you tell us a bit more about your work on the daily basis?
I'm really passionate about letting go of the past, but also it starts with admitting that, okay, I need to deal with it. And it's not about digging. It's not about digging and re-traumatizing people, but to actually realize that if I have a struggle in the present, then it's coming from the past. And the second you deal with it, you release it, you heal it, then you're able to live a fulfilled life. And if we keep thinking about or keep living in the past, we are unable to enjoy the present, let alone plan the future. So it's really important for people to realize that if something is not working, if they keep doing the same thing, it's not going to work. It's not going to change anything. But I would say that all our problems are coming from the past, because we live right now referencing to the past, whatever happened, because that's, everything that's happened to us, that's how we perceive our lives through our experiences. And if we change that, everything else will change in the present and the future.
And why you actually chose hypnotherapy as a tool to help people in that shift?
I would love to say I'm used to be stubborn. I think I still am, so I can't fully say. But that was the only thing that really fully helped me to realize that actually I'm in charge. Nobody else is, and it changed my life dramatically, mentally, emotionally, physically, and therefore I thought, if it can help me, why not help others as well?
I will ask the question that probably many people who don't know hypnotherapy will ask. Do you make your clients cluck like a chicken?
No, I don't. No, I don't. But yeah, I do get to ask that questions quite a lot. I actually give the control back. So when after one session, my clients usually report back that, oh, I was in control. I knew everything was happening. And they say that, yes, they were aware. And I was like, yeah, good, because that's what I want anyway. I'm teaching them or actually making them aware that the control is in their hand. It's a choice. And I just teach them how to strengthen that.
They can simply, still being hypnotized, they can use the learning and memorize the learning and actually use it also in their conscious life later on.
Yes, it will automate it. Yeah,
that's amazing. Another thing that very often we advise to people who are stuck in the negativity, we often tell them like, oh yeah, you should be, one thing was like, you should be grateful, and the second thing is like, oh, you should write down some affirmations, or go for some inspirational motivational speaker, and that would help you. What is your opinion about affirmations or listening to the motivational speakers?
Affirmations, when I am faced with any kind of negativity, does not really work for me. It's more about, for me, it's the shifting my focus on the good stuff. That yes, this happened, but if I really realize what I already have around me, then I can shift much more easily. But yes, by all means, I love listening to inspiring people. It motivates me. It shifts my perception, and I'm always open to learning new ways about everything. So I never say it's only one way. There are hundreds and thousands of ways to do things. It's about finding what's right for you and for me and for everyone.
I have exactly the same experience with affirmations. The moment I don't feel good with myself, and at the moment I have a bad day, the affirmations doesn't help that much as, for example, noticing things around you. And I think that it might come back to the idea of this energy, that everything is energy, that when we notice good things happening around us and good things appearing in our lives, like even we can be happy that we are able to actually make this conversation, record this conversation. This is also something that definitely will end up on my gratitude list today. And those kind of things, when we start noticing those gratitudes, it shifts, as you said, it shifts our focus. It shifts our energy towards attracting those good stuff in our lives.
Yes, definitely. But I do know many people who actually use these affirmations in those moments, and they just keep repeating it, and that shifts their energy. It works for them. So I always say, just give everything a go and see what works for you.
Give it a try and just choose something for you.
Because we're all different. We're all different. As I said, for me, gratitude is that is sticking. Like, it's long term. It's not just a temporary thing, and it brought me lots and lots of inner peace. However, it might not be for others. It might be the affirmations, or it might be just something, like a good music. Find that one thing that always, no matter what, it raises your vibration, and do that one thing in those moments. And it's guaranteed then you're going to be able to shift your energy.
When we have choices, when we have the possibility to test different things, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
If something doesn't work for us, let's not force ourselves, because I have a feeling that it might actually end up with more negativity in our lives than actually being able to shift things. We should be able to find something that is good for us. It's like, one size fits it all. It doesn't work exactly like that. If you buy a dress size 38 and you're actually 46, that's gonna not work, definitely. So it's the same as, I think, with all those things that we have in our lives, all those things that we can try. So if the gratitude doesn't work, shift to the affirmations, or find somebody who's motivating you.
But on that note, I'm yet to meet a person who says gratitude doesn't work, because I think it's that is the one thing that works if you do it, if you really sit down and if you really let yourself feel those emotions that are brought up when you actually look around or look inside what you have already. Because if you really think about it, when you're grateful, you cannot feel any negativity.
Just another thing that I want to touch a bit of the topic of being overwhelmed. In 2020, we had to shift our lives totally.
Yeah.
Because of the situation that happens with the pandemic. Right now, we had in the meantime coming back to normal, and again back to the lockdown, and very often we feel overwhelmed. We seek for something that could help, but again, we feel overwhelmed with the amount of things that are coming to us, that are being advised to us, that, oh, this will work, this would work, this will work. What would you say to those people, especially women, who have so many things on their heads that they're stressing out, they're overwhelmed with things happening around them. Would you have any tip or thought for them to help them out?
Overwhelm is basically a rushing mind. It's about going 100 miles an hour. And I would say stop and breathe. Stop and breathe, and just get back to this, to just the normal breathing into your tummy. And then just start thinking about, okay, what is it important to me right now? And prioritize. And also overwhelm can happen when we have loads on, as I said, it's a rushing mentality or rushed mentality, and just put it down on a paper. So if you write things down on a piece of paper, you clear your mind with that. So you're relaxing your mind with that. It's on the paper now. It's not in your mind, because if you keep just remembering everything, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. Oh my God, they're saying I should be doing that, I should be doing that. It's just too much. So put everything down on paper, prioritize, but also stop and look after yourself. So breathe. Just 5 minutes breathing can help you to get through more than what you were aiming for.
It sounds very easy, actually.
But we forget. In this
Yeah.
rushed life, we forget to breathe, properly breathing. That, when you allow the oxygen to get into your tummy, you actually allow the oxygen to travel to your organs, and then it goes back into your brain as well. So it will energize you. It will wake you up a bit
So
more.
simply, we should not do this deep chest
exactly.
breathing, but it's literally this slow, relaxing movement that you lift up the belly and fill up the belly, and really focus on the time you spend on that breath. Breathing
just
in, breathing
focus
out.
on the breathing. Focus on the breathing. That way you're refocusing, right? Again, it's the focus, isn't it? So you're not focusing on the things that you need to get done. And it's only taking 5 minutes. And once you're a bit calmer, that's when you can see clearer, and you can prioritize your things to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you so much. I think that you just gave us all so many tips and tricks and everything that we can do to really shift, to be back to positive and feel good with ourselves, which is very, very important. The things we should definitely, and we could try, maybe not should, could, whatever it's, let's just check if it works for you all. Check if affirmations are working for you, if daily gratitudes are working for you, if listening to motivational people is working for you. Check if maybe hypnotherapy works for you, because that would be also an awesome thing. I checked it. It's helping me. It's an amazing thing, an amazing way of shifting my thoughts and refocus as well a bit on the deeper level. And definitely, let's not forget to breathe. All the ladies and gentlemen, maybe some of you as well listening to us and watching us, focus with your breath. Find the time for breathing. Thank you, Aniko, for your help. Thank you for the conversation. It was amazing to have you here.
Well, thank you, Katy. It was amazing to be here, and thank you for this opportunity. And I just wish everyone the best.
Me too. Have an amazing day, and talk to you in another episode. Bye.
Bye.